Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pay to Drive. And we're doing some more reaction content back by popular demand, this time to Reeko Carson. His link will be at the top of the description. Make sure you go and check him out and subscribe. Tell him we sent you. And let's see if we can get one like on this video. That's it. One like and one subscriber. Comment, here we go, and here we go. Go, Reeko, go!
I decided to make this video after doing DoorDash for about 7 or 8 months now, and I'm just completely fed up to the point where I've realized it's no longer a good time for me to be stubborn, and I need to start exploring my other options in regard to a second job or just getting a second source of income.
Right.
So on this video, I'm going to just express some of my grievances and hope to actually just explain and break down to other people that may be thinking about doing DoorDash as a second career, main source of income, side source of income, or whatever it may be, the problems that I have had within.
For just a second, I just want to say these types of videos keep popping up more and more and more. And I get it. I 100% get it.
These 8 months or so, and just so that way I can get this off my chest and just help other people. So my first thing I want to talk about is how I think that it is too unreliable. What I mean by that is how sometimes dashes just keep coming, and other times you may get nothing for a whole hour. And that can be very frustrating, especially if you are banking on getting, a certain amount of money, even if it's nothing crazy. But if nothing is coming in, or you only get 1 or 2 dashes in 2 hours, and the dashes are minimal, you could have used.
This is true. Exactly what he's saying, that the dashes are few and far between sometimes. I totally get it.
In 2 hours, and the dashes are minimal, you could have used your time, in a more productive manner. Also, some offers I think are completely ridiculous. Like $7 for a 12-mile drive. That's not really plausible at all. And you're losing money at that point.
And how many times have we talked about the upside down orders? Okay, like Vernon Thompson says, I mention them now in almost every video because it's a good way of looking at it. If the mileage is more than the payout, that's an automatic decline, automatically.
You're also losing time for the distance that may be. And you get a lot of offers like that. And yes, you can, you don't have to accept every offer, but that's something I want to touch on in a little bit. Also, I'd like to speak on their platinum status. I think it's too unreasonable to maintain platinum status. In order to achieve platinum status,
right,
you need 100 dashes in 30 days. Instead of monthly, like let's say in the month of May, I did 100 dashes. So in June, I have platinum status. And as long as I, kept that going, you could keep platinum status. That's not the system they have. I don't know if this is something that changed, but I know that I noticed it myself a few months ago when I lost my platinum status.
Are any of you guys platinum status drivers out there? Let me know in the comment section. I'm just curious. And let's see if we can get one like on this video. And if you're new, one subscriber.
They do it in every 30 days. So you have to have 100 dashes in a 30-day cycle continuously. So it's not like it moves on to the next month or anything like that. So I think that's kind of ridiculous.
It is.
Also, you can only dash anytime if you have platinum status. And I think that in and of itself is also problematic because you might be in an area where dashing is not available for long periods of time. And that can be extremely inconvenient. And I know for me, my main draw towards DoorDash was that I thought it was something that you could kind of do at any time and stop at any time. That's not necessarily the case.
It's like it is the case and it isn't. Because if you can't dash now, then you're not gonna be able to dash. You're gonna have to go do one of the other apps. At least with Uber Eats and GrubHub, you can turn those on at any time, and you know, orders come through. You know what I mean?
And to only give Dash anytime to people that have platinum status, I think is ridiculous. Also, that's really the only real perk that comes from platinum status that I see of much value. Discounts on ordering DoorDash isn't really too big of a perk when you consider that you're probably going to be poor if you're actually relying on this anyways, which you probably would be if you're doing platinum status, because that means it's either your second source or your main source of income, because the common dasher just isn't going to have platinum status. So
That's a very true statement. You know, most dashers are not platinum. So, let me know your thoughts.
in of itself is just stupid.
Right.
And then access to large orders only being given the platinum status, I think, is also just kind of unfair, and it's not much of a game changer.
Right. I guess. I get it.
I'd like to also speak on how you get punished for denying orders. Some people may not say that's the case, but in my opinion, considering that you must have an acceptance rate of 70% in order to be of gold or platinum status, I would say then yes, you do get punished for denying orders. The long-term damage in miles it puts on your car, I do not think is worth the barely minimum wage that most will average with DoorDash. I've already had to replace multiple tires from doing DoorDash just for driving so much miles. The miles is put on my car, and I'm still struggling.
How often would you guys say that you have to replace the tires on your vehicle? Specifically tires. Let me know what you think.
And I know, all of our finances are different, but I'm saying that to say DoorDash, I think, has done more damage than it has done good in the long term. I started doing DoorDash because I was in the period of transitioning from a new career, and I thought that there would be something that would give me freedom. And I'm grateful for the fact that it allowed me to leave my job, and I did get by for so long. And I tried to be smart about it, like read books while I'm waiting for dashes and just be productive in other ways.
Right.
But it's no longer worth it for me. So yeah, the long-term damage, I think, is just ridiculous, and it's not worth it. I only really see it as something that's plausible to get some quick cash, but not to rely on by any means, unless you literally have no other choice. So if you want to just get some cash for the weekend or for something coming up, or just here and there if you're bored.
Yeah, for sure. Like, this is definitely something that I have said countless times, that to rely on DoorDash and GrubHub and Uber Eats as full-time income is definitely a risk. It's a roll of the dice. It is very doable, but it's market dependent. It's also dependent on how you pick and choose your orders. So Alexa, stop. So these are things that you definitely need to consider. Okay, so I agree with what Reeko's saying here.
Have nothing else better to do, then yeah, I could see doing that. Like I was saying, maybe you're hanging out just reading books or just sitting by your house and you just have it on because you don't mind doing the dash or two. Then yeah, that's plausible. But besides that, I really do not recommend it as a career in any way, or even as a secondary job, because secondary jobs you still somewhat rely on.
Yes, but you could, as secondary income, you can rely on DoorDash because you pretty much know you're going to get a bunch of crappy orders, and then they're going to send you a couple of good ones and stuff, and you take a few crappy ones here and there, then they send you some more good ones. You can rely on as a secondary job. You can. So that I don't want to say I disagree with, but it depends on your market.
On that cash, you'd like to think you'd have a certain amount of cash coming in. So that's my take on that. Also, sometimes dashes will send you in isolated areas, and you'll have to drive back to areas populated with stores in order to get orders again.
Right.
And
yes,
the time you lose in cases like this, you're really going to consider, because even if the dash is something kind of big, and not even big, but let's say it's like $15 for like a 12-minute drive. You may be like, oh, that's okay, right? But then you think like it may take you 40 minutes plus to get back to the area where you're actually going to get dashes at.
Right. That is a big issue. And that's also an issue with rideshare as well, is that it'll take you so out of your zone or where you want to be, your hot zone, that it's costing you time and money to get back there. So this is a very valid reason.
And then you think you may not get another dash in those other 20 minutes. So you're like, okay, I just made $15 for driving 40 minutes. And then the gas that also costs. Is that really worth it? No, it ends up hurting you.
Right.
So that's something that happens a lot as well. Yeah, also the fact that they send you a lot of dashes that just aren't plausible or just such a far distance. It seems like there's really no system for the most part that would even negate these offers from happening, because when you deny it, your acceptance rate is also going down, so you really don't even want to be getting these in the first place. And I know me personally, I've gotten a string of offers like these within minutes sometimes. It would be all 10 plus miles for under $10, and it's just within minutes because I'm denying it because it's only going to hurt me and I'm going to lose money. I'm closer to losing my acceptance rate of 70%.
Right, exactly. That's another thing that is very, very true with this.
Which I need so I can dash now at any time. So yeah, that's ridiculous. And just for some clarity here, I live right by Main Street in my town, and I have an abundance of restaurants, yet I still have all these problems. So I can only imagine how it is for people that live in more isolated areas that aren't, as commercial. I can't even imagine doing that. I wouldn't even, consider doing it if that was the case. But I kind of just wanted to get all of this off of my chest, just so that way anyone that is considering, like I was saying, doing DoorDash will at least know how my experience was and some of the negatives that I think are just horrible and the reason why I'm quitting. And I'd like to end this video by saying that I'm an artist and musician by the name Reeko Carson. The instrumental used in this video was made by me, and links to my music and beats are in the description. If you enjoy my content and want to support, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. If not, that's cool too, and I hope everyone has an amazing day.
All right. So
that's my take.
So, Reeko, I just want to say thank you for putting this out. Sometimes it's not easy to, put this kind of information out there and saying, you know what, I'm giving up with this and I'm moving on. So, in the comment section, guys, do you feel like how Reeko does? Do you feel like you want to throw in the towel and give up and go on to something else, or are you going to stick it out? Because clearly this is a talented guy and he can use his talents elsewhere. And hey, he tried it for 7 or 8 months. It's not like he tried it for 7 or 8 days. Okay, after 6 months or 3 months of doing something like this, you kind of have an idea of where you're at. And if it didn't work for him, it didn't. It's just the way it is. So make sure you go support him, show him some love. His link's in the description. Make sure to go subscribe to him. Tell him Paid to Drive sent you. And of course, guys, let me know who you want me to do a reaction video of next in the comments section. You guys have been leaving a lot of great comments. And let's see if we can get 1 like on this video. That's the goal. And 1 subscriber if you're new. And until next time, get that money, get that honey. Keep hustling, keep bustling. And we'll see you guys next time right here on Paid to Drive. And if nobody has said it to you today, you are awesome and you are worth it. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.